Welcome to Streaming Into the Voids, What's New in Streaming, where we discuss the highlights of what's available for you to stream the week of November 25th. I'm Kim Hollis, and with me are Raul Burial, Tim Brighty, and David Mumpower. We'll start with Faraway Downs, a limited series coming November 26th on Hulu. This is Baz Luhrmann's reimagining of his film Australia, now turned into a limited series. The story follows English aristocrat Lady Sarah Ashley as she visits Australia to sell her million-acre ranch, but only finds trouble instead. Along the journey, Lady Sarah meets a cattle drover and a biracial Indigenous Australian child, Nola. Together, they face several major challenges. This does star Nicole Kidman and Hugh Jackman.
So did they reshoot it, or did he just re-edit the movie into a series, which I'm sure includes footage that didn't make the original movie?
So yeah, what Tim's referencing is this was a 2008 movie. It was one of those high-profile titles that was supposed to be Academy Awards bait, and in reality, it was 2 hours and 45 minutes of complete boredom. And apparently, Baz Luhrmann looked at this over the last 15 years, and he thought the missing ingredient was it wasn't long enough. So we're going to try again.
And yeah, to Tim's point, I do believe he just simply pulled up more footage from the editing room floor and added it.
Okay.
Visually, at least this thing looks stunning. Baz Luhrmann at least knows how to make something look pretty, and this is just full of gorgeous Australian landscapes.
Yep, the man knows how to do production design, or his production designer that he consistently works with does. Next up on Hulu is The Artful Dodger, Season 1, coming November 29th.
An irreverent follow-up to Charles Dickens' classic novel, Oliver Twist. The new series explores the double life of Jack Dawkins, Dickens' famous Prince of Thieves. This stars Thomas Brodie Sangster, Maya Mitchell, and David Thewlis.
That's a great cast.
It really is. And I'm a big Charles Dickens fan in general, so I am intrigued by this.
And you're a Thomas Brodie Sangster fan, and I'm a Maya Mitchell fan, so we'll probably watch
this. Our final new Hulu release is Wild Crime Season 3, coming November 30th.
This season follows the case of experienced hiker Meredith Emerson, who, along with her dog, vanished without a trace on Blood Mountain in Georgia, leading authorities to begin a massive search and rescue operation. That's right, folks. It happened on Blood Mountain.
Little on the nose, right? All right, we move on to Netflix and Go Dog Go, Season 4, coming November 27th.
Season 4? Tag and her best friend Scooch love lending a paw to their friends around Boston, whether it's delivering cookie boxes or hosting the Dogcathlon. This series is, of course, based on the children's book of the same name by the great P.D. Eastman.
All right, next up on Netflix is Comedy Royale, Season 1, coming November 28th. 20 of Korea's hottest comedians come together to fiercely compete for a chance to host a Netflix show, delivering nonstop, zany laughter.
Being that it's Korea, I guess we have to ask, do they kill the losers? I'm still scarred by Squid Game.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I've got a breaking announcement. Tim has just been named head of programming at Netflix.
And speaking of Korean reality shows, we also have Love Like a K-Drama Season 1 coming November 28th.
In this reality series, 4 actresses from Japan moved to South Korea to audition and act alongside Korean actors for roles in a series of love stories. Will true romance follow?
Stay tuned and find out, or don't watch at all. On November 28th from Netflix is Onmyoji Season 1.
Based on a novel and later manga of the same name, the series features a gifted mystic who befriends a brilliant musician. Together, they solve cases rising from the demonic realm. That's right, it's a musician and a mystic who fight demonic crime.
What could be better? Also on November 28th is Verified Stand-Up.
10 comics, 10 dynamic sets, 2 episodes. Discover your new favorite stand-up act as top performers take the stage at Webster Hall in New York City. And surprisingly, this just appears to be just stand-up and not like a competition or anything.
Correct. Just regular old stand-up. On November 29th is American Symphony. In this deeply intimate documentary, musician John Batiste attempts to compose a symphony as his wife, writer Salika Jawad, undergoes cancer treatment. And the trailer will bring you to tears. Also on November 29th is Bad Surgeon, Love Under the Knife, a limited series.
Dr. Paolo Macchiarini is world famous for his revolutionary stem cell-infused windpipe transplants. There's just one problem. his patients keep dying.
I mean, now there's two problems because he's in jail for a long, long time. So that's the story for you.
Yeah, he was a doctor to a lot of very, very famous people. So this one was kind of a big deal. Next up is The Bad Guys, A Very Bad Holiday, coming November 30th.
Yeah, it's a holiday special from DreamWorks Animation that features the crew from the 2022 film. To keep their annual holiday heist-tacular afloat, Mr. Wolfe and his group of animal outlaws will have to restore the whole city's Christmas spirit, and fast.
Also on November 30th is Family Switch.
A family comedy directed by McG and based on the book Bedtime for Mommy by Amy Krauss Rosenthal. Jess and Bill Walker are doing their best to keep their family connected as their children grow older, more independent, and more distant. But when a chance encounter with an astrological reader causes the family to wake up to a full body switch on the morning of the most important day of each of their lives, can the Walkers unite to land a promotion, college interview, record deal, and soccer tryout? This stars Jennifer Garner, Ed Helms, Emma Myers from Wednesday, Brady Noon from the Mighty Ducks Game Changers, and Netflix regular Matthias Schweinhofer.
That's right. They looked at the story and thought what Freaky Friday really needs is more Freaky Friday switching.
Including, of course, a baby switching with the dog.
Obviously. Also on November 30th is Hard Days.
In this Japanese film, a desperate cop thinks he's gotten away with a hit and run, but there was a witness and they've got his number.
Next up is Obliterated Season 1, coming November 30th. A special team thwarts a deadly plot in Sin City and parties accordingly. But when the real threat emerges, they must sober up to save Las Vegas. This stars Shelley Hennig, Nick Zano, and C. Thomas Howell, and is from the creators of Cobra Kai.
I love this premise. I absolutely love it.
Looks like it could be fun, yeah. Our final new November 30th release from Netflix is Virgin River Season 5, Part 2.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas in Virgin River as Mel searches for the man in her mom's letters and families contend with holiday drama.
This is actually just 2 new episodes, but that's probably enough to send it back to the top of the Nielsen chart because this is one of Netflix's biggest shows.
December 1st brings us the movie May December.
Yeah, this comes from director Todd Haynes, who people really, really have respected over the years for films like Far From Heaven. In this story, it takes place 20 years after a notorious tabloid romance gripped the nation. A married couple buckles under pressure when an actress arrives to do research for a film about their past. And I'm about to tell you the names, and you're going to go, oh, I want to watch that. It stars Natalie Portman and Julianne Moore.
Clearly, that is an Oscar bait title right there. Another new December 1st release is Radical Wolfe.
Friends and peers reflect on Tom Wolfe, the writer who reinvented American journalism with his larger-than-life portrayals of insiders and outsiders.
Next up is Sweet Home Season 2, also coming December 1st. The stakes are higher than ever as the line between monster and human begins to blur. Can Hyun-soo and the other survivors fight to stay alive? This South Korean series has waited 3 years for its second season. And our final new Netflix release is Who We Become, coming December 1st.
This documentary follows 3 Filipinas living in Texas whose politics evolve as they connect with their families and communities amid the pandemic.
We move on to Disney Plus and the Doctor Who 60th anniversary specials starting on November 25th.
3 specials will reunite the 14th Doctor and Donna Noble as they come face to face with their most terrifying villain yet, the Toymaker. David Tennant and Catherine Tate will reprise their roles, and Neil Patrick Harris joins the Doctor Who universe as the Toymaker. These specials are written by returning showrunner Russell T Davies, so we all have high expectations.
Yes, I'll be very excited to see these. David Tennant is my favorite modern-day Doctor.
I had one request to Doctor Who, and it was that we never see Donna Noble again, so I feel attacked.
Oh. December 1st brings us Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
The summer movie disappointment will help you find an audience on streamer. And it probably will, at least for a week.
Your enjoyment of it will entirely depend on your age, period.
That is correct. And also coming December 1st is The Shepherd. This is a Disney Plus original short film. On Christmas Eve, a young Royal Air Force pilot flying home across the North Sea finds himself in peril when his radio and electric power cut out, leaving him stranded and running on limited fuel. Just when it appears his luck is about to run out, a mysterious Good Samaritan guides him to safety. This stars Ben Radcliffe, Stephen McIntosh, and John Travolta. Sure, why not? We move on to Max and South to Black Power, coming November 28th.
This documentary takes us on a journey through New York Times columnist Charles M. Blow's personal story, from his childhood in Louisiana to his relentless commitment to racial justice, revealing the hard-won truths that illuminate his vision for the future. As the returns from the midterm election roll in, Blow watches, acknowledging the gains, but also reflects on the possibility that a historic political transformation in the South might not come in his lifetime.
And the other new Max release is Bookie Season 1, coming November 30th.
All right, you can check the temperature. Hell might have frozen over, because The Big Bang Theory's Chuck Lorre brings us this series that stars Sebastian Maniscalco, Omar J. Dorsey, Andrea Anders, Jorge Garcia, and Charlie Sheen. A veteran bookie is struggling to survive the impending legalization of sports gambling, as well as his increasingly unstable lifestyle that bounces him around every corner of Los Angeles. If you kept up with any sort of media for any period of time, you know that Chuck Lorre and Charlie Sheen had a pretty famous falling out. So this reunion, it seems impossible, but here we are.
We move on to Peacock and the WWE Survivor Series, coming November 25th.
Well, at least we have War Games. You know, we have Cody Rhodes and Friends versus the Judgment Day, and then Bianca Belair, Charlotte Flair, Shotzi, and Becky Lynch versus Damage Control. So those will be worth watching. And then let's see, what else do we have? Gunther versus The Miz. Okay, that'll be good. And then Rhea Ripley versus Zoe Stark for some reason. I don't know why that's even a thing, but the War Games matches will be worth it.
One of our listeners shared with me a John Cena soundboard, and I just want to press every button on it right now. I don't even know if he's going to be on this, but if only to annoy David and Kim.
No,
I gotta go.
Yep, he's done. The strikes are over. He's back to doing whatever he was doing before they happened.
All right.
Getting his show banished by David Zaslav, which is the fate he deserves in life.
All right, we move back into Peacock's holiday season movies, which will appear on Hallmark, of course. The first of which is Holiday Road, coming November 25th. When bad weather leaves each of them stranded at the airport for the holidays, a tech entrepreneur, a travel writer, a devoted mother and her son, a stubborn senior, an enigmatic woman with a hint of mystery, a couple traveling from Hong Kong, and a social media influencer all agree to rent a shared van to embark on a road trip to Denver. When their unexpected journey brings them into uncharted territory, they navigate a series of misadventures together and form a deeper bond that just might change the trajectories of each of their lives.
There was an incident where like a bunch of people...
Yeah, it was sometime last
gosh,
I
yes.
feel like it was last year, maybe.
Someone live tweeted it as they were doing it or something like that.
Exactly. Yes, that's it.
Yeah. Yep, that's it. So clearly they were inspired to make a Hallmark movie about something similar. Okay, next up from Hallmark is Haul Out the Holly, Lit Up, coming November 26th.
As the holidays approach, Emily and Jared are looking forward to celebrating the holidays together again, this time as a couple. So I'm guessing this is a sequel to...
It is.
All right. Emily, now embracing Evergreen Lane's uniquely festive spirit, is ready to work with Jared, Ned, Mary Louise, and Pamela to make this year's Christmas celebrations the best yet, even if being the HOA president's girlfriend doesn't stop those dreaded decorating citations. When a house on the block goes up for sale, it causes quite a stir with residents. When the soon-to-be neighbors turn out to be holiday royalty, it looks like this year's competition is about to heat up. And this stars, of course, Lacey Chabert.
My internal monologue right now is everything about this is stupid. Oh, we're watching.
Next up is A Biltmore Christmas, coming November 27th.
All right, you'll love this one for the story and the stars. Lucy Hargrove is a screenwriter who lands the job of a lifetime when she's hired to pen the script for a remake of the beloved holiday movie His Merry Wife. First filmed in 1947 at the beautiful historic Biltmore House, it has long been considered a Christmas classic. When the head of the studio isn't satisfied with the ending Lucy wrote because it deviates from the original's feel-good conclusion, he sends Lucy to Biltmore Estate for research and inspiration. While there, she unwittingly discovers the ability to travel to the 1947 set. Sure, why not? Through the help of an hourglass. But before you dismiss it, realize this stars Bethany Joy Lenz and Star Trek's Jonathan Frakes, two of the most likable people in Hollywood, legitimately.
All right, on November 27th is Our Christmas Mural.
Olivia, a single mom, returns home for Christmas. Her mom secretly enters her into a mural contest, as one does. She wins, but partners with the teacher Will to create a Christmas masterpiece.
All right, on November 30th is Paris in Love Season 2. After a first season focused on following Paris through all the planning and prep of her wedding to Carter Room, the show's newest season will follow Paris Hilton and her now husband through the next phase of life as they welcome their firstborn child into the world in secret, even from the Hilton family, in order to protect their infant son's privacy, which is why you have a show about it. And our last new Peacock release is The Exorcist Believer, coming December 1st.
That's right. This is the theatrical movie that is now coming to streaming. Since the death of his pregnant wife in a Haitian earthquake 12 years ago, Victor Fielding has raised their daughter, Angela, on his own. But when Angela and her friend Catherine disappear in the woods, only to return 3 days later with no memory of what happened to them, it unleashes a chain of events that will force Victor to confront the nadir of evil. This stars Leslie Odom Jr. and is technically a sequel to the original Exorcist movie, as it also stars Ellen Burstyn.
Yeah, this was intended to be a trilogy. I still think it will be, but they committed hundreds of millions of dollars to this, and the film was a disaster. So we'll see what happens next.
All right, Amazon Prime Video brings us Candy Cane Lane on December 1st.
Eddie Murphy stars in this holiday comedy adventure about a man on a mission to win his neighborhood's annual Christmas home decoration contest. Sounds familiar? After Chris inadvertently makes a deal with the mischievous elf named Pepper to better his chances of winning, she casts a magic spell that brings the 12 days of Christmas to life and wreaks havoc on the whole town. You think Eddie Murphy ever looks back on his career and wonders what went wrong?
I assume as long as the check's clear, he's good. Our final new release for this week is on Apple TV Plus, and it is Slow Horses Season 3, coming November 29th.
A romantic liaison in Istanbul threatens to expose a buried MI5 secret in London. When Jackson Lamb and his team of misfits are dragged into the fight, they find themselves caught in a conspiracy that threatens the future not just of Slough House, but of MI5 itself.
Great. And now I'll have to resubscribe to Apple TV Plus 8 weeks from now.
Yeah, this is on the list of things I need to watch if I had more time in my life.
And I'll also toss in here for Apple TV Plus that they will be airing the Peanuts Thanksgiving special for free. So you can watch it at no charge just on Apple TV Plus. Well, there's a lot of new stuff this week. I'm pretty interested in The Artful Dodger just because, as I mentioned, big Dickens fan, like Thomas Brodie Sangster, love David Thewlis. So I'm all about that.
Yeah, I was taken by that trailer as well. When I watched it, I was very excited about it. I was surprised that it was going to be coming out so far out from when I actually watched the trailer. But now that it is upon us, I'm going to be there. I also want to see Bookie. For all it's worth, Chuck Lorre has always seemed a little bit of a hack to me. He just pumps out these scripted comedies, but this one's a little bit different. It doesn't have the canned laughter. And Sebastian Maniscalco seems really strong in this role. I want to see that. And of course, yes, I will be subscribing to Apple TV Plus again for Slow Horses.
And I mean, my goodness, this is one of the best weeks of 2023. Just casually glancing at this, I want to watch Obliterated. I'm curious about May, December. We're going to watch the Doctor Who's, Donna Noble notwithstanding. And then Holiday Road, you know, if they get it right, that was a really fascinating viral story that happened a couple of years ago. I don't know if a Hallmark movie would do it justice, but I am intrigued. So there's a lot going on this week.
There is. So go watch something.